Hello! Hello, everybody. I've got a guest earworm just there. He's just there. There he is. Daniel. And I'm not going to call him the other name I called him earlier because you get quite upset.
I did not.
How is everybody? Thank you very much. Daniel is standing in for me this evening because Leona's feeling a bit poo after having her old COVID jibby jabby jobby. She got stuck in the arm with the old needle earlier and she's feeling a bit blur. So I said, do you know what? It's okay, Leona. I will let you have the night off. Don't worry. Full pay. You get full pay. You won't lose any sick days. You're fine. Stay at home, go to bed and relax and watch a really awesome show. And I'll ask my friend Daniel to stand in, which was actually Leona's idea. So
hey, it works. It works. Happy to help.
So thank you for that. The other thing is as well, before I say the hellos, is we've got to sing a song. Daniel, are you going to join in with me to sing a song? Yeah. Everybody all together now.
Right,
yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. We've got to sing. I don't know if she's there actually. Is our young Debbie in the chitty chat?
I have not seen her in the chat.
Not seen Debbie. Well, maybe we'll leave singing the special song to Debbie until we see her in the chat.
We can always break in as soon as she pops in.
Yeah, we'll just go for it when Debbie joins. So yes, if you don't mind, Daniel, I'm going to throw you into the background just for now.
Oh.
And yes, this is new to me. I'm not used to having an earworm actually on the show. It's very strange, but there you go. Right, I'm going to show you what I've got. I've got to switch this light on and change the old camera. Let me show you what I've got. It's a lump of wood. There you go. It's a lump of wood in the old ding dong. Daniel, if you don't mind telling me who's in, and I shall say hello to everybody.
Absolutely. So, and I'm just going to go through the participants list. So if you jump in and out, I'll apologize in advance, but I'll holler out as I see. So we've got awesome. Anna B. Workshop.
Anna!
Barry's in the shed.
Hello, Barry.
Andy H is for turning just joined. We have Brent Beecroft, Chris Nunn, Christine and Michael Hesseltine, Andy Best, David Eisenhower, Doug Miller, Jeff Christie, I Love Woodturning, some guy named Adam, Josev King. Yeah, that guy. We got Miss Leona. Hope you get to feeling better, Leona. Love Angel, Mr. Stacey Smith, Richard Phelan, RubenWoodcraft, Sarah the Titchy Turner Williams, Steve Combs, some guy named Steve Templeboy Turnings Twidell.
He's a dick.
I've heard that. Nick the Flaming Turner, the Wood Dude, Terry from TJ Turning, and then some other crazy American guy called Tournage Dubois.
Stupid foreigner.
Yeah, silly Americans. And DIY Dark Matter has also joined and then Tracy Keaton is in. She wasn't in the participant list, but I know she's in the chat. So I think that's about everybody.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. You're all very welcome. It's great to hear a couple of names there that haven't been in for a while. Anna, I was delighted to hear you in the chat again. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing better than you have been. Love your chick and hope that you're doing okay over in the old Germany.
Oh, Zombie Woodturners also has been in, but he wasn't in the participant list either. So sorry, Zed. Didn't mean to forget you.
Sup, Zed. Sup, Dark? Okay, so yes, I'm going to turn. Well, it's not going to really be a bowl. I lied. It's going to be more of a platter dish type thing. This is maxing out on my lathe. I can do a 12-inch. It has a 12-inch swing on the lathe. This is indeed a 12-inch blank. It's a piece of dining room table. Do you know what? I got bored earlier. I came in. Chicken curry was dished up again, and I said, "Damn it, no! I don't want chicken curry again." I went out to the shed and I cut a lump out the kitchen table just out of protest. I just said, "There, that will teach you." And every time you give me chicken curry from now on, I'm going to cut another bowl blank out of the table. So people just have to be careful when they're putting the dinner down on the table now, because there's holes in it. So this is a piece of pine, and I'm going to turn a bowl out of it. My mother-in-law wants a bowl and my wife wants a bowl, so we'll see.
So you're going to turn a bowl and cut it in half and give each of them half? Will that count?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'll do. And I can just see how good I am at turning the walls on my bowls then.
Awesome. Robert Lapsley has joined in, just so you know.
Sup, Robert? How are you? Thanks everybody for joining. Okay, let's turn this thing. I have I got my big yoke. I got my big one, everybody. I got my big one. Ta-da! This is my lovely big bowl gouge. Freshly sharpened, so let's see what happens. I haven't turned a bowl for like ever. I suppose I should put my face shield on, really.
Yes, absolutely. Got to protect the moneymaker. And Mike Hugh Ilminster is in. He was in earlier, but it looks like he's back. So welcome, Mike.
Hi, Mike. You're very welcome. I'm putting this on because I really hate getting told off by Ruby, and if she pops in, I'll get told off again. So I don't want to do that. I get fed up with being told off by people.
Right, especially professionals. It's the weirdest thing. And Sandy Lumbermill has joined also. Hi, Sandy. Welcome.
Hi, Sandy. Okay, let's see how this spinny din-dins. I have the tailstock up at the moment, and I have a mortise. I just drilled out with a force and a bit out the back of this, because it's thin. I didn't have enough room for a worm chuck or anything like that. I could have put a glue block on, but I didn't. So here we go. I'm just
awesome. And Tom Tango Parker has joined also. Welcome, Tom.
I just banged my elbow on the thing. Hi, Tom.
At least you didn't bang your elbow on the dish. That would have been bad.
Yeah, no, I banged my elbow off of a stupid piece of wood that I left there.
And RubenWoodcraft is in. Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Ruben. I think you said hello to Ruben.
Could be. There's so many names. Wow.
But, yeah, Ruben, did you?
And Anna B has given you a super chat.
Anna, thank you. Anna Banana.
So, Leona, you got your jab. Was it your first jab or your second jab you got today?
It's her first.
Her fifth? First. Okay. I thought you said her fifth. I was like, wow.
Yeah, she just loves them so much, she just keeps going back.
The first four just didn't take. I had my first one yesterday, so.
How are you feeling since?
I'm feeling pretty good. She was sick beforehand, which, yeah, that's going to make it unpleasant. So my arm's a little sore, but other than that, I'm fine. So I'm not going to cry.
Man up, will ya? Jesus.
Man, you're going to... Hey, they stuck me right in the middle of my tattoo, and that hurt worse than my tattoo did.
Is the tattoo okay?
Yeah. It's they almost poked out the eye on the octopus, and they missed it, so I was okay.
That's good, because octopus don't have eyes. So.
Zed, this is Double D from Tournage Dubois. I am the earworm today, as Miss Leona is feeling a little under the weather.
She is.
Andy H had his second jab yesterday with no ill effect. That is great to know, Andy.
That's cool, Andy.
Doug Miller gets his first tomorrow.
They're really, really behind with jabs here. I mean, I'm a frontline worker. It was promised that we would get our jabs sooner rather than later, but we haven't.
Yeah, my wife works for the state of Kansas here as a librarian, but because she works directly with the legislature and the politicians and silliness that goes on there, they had some leftover
politicians.
Yeah, they had some leftover ones they didn't want to go to waste, of course. So she got hers, and she had flu-like symptoms after the second one for a day and a half, and is now fine. So
right. Hey, if I do anything wrong with this bowl, by the way, please shout at me, people, because I am not a bowl turner. I've turned very few bowls.
Well, you're doing good so far. I Love Woodturning Adam says, I had the Pfizer jab in my left arm. Following day, the right arm was hurting. That's a heck of a needle.
Yeah, did it stab right through his body and out his other arm?
I'm thinking so.
Wow. Let's see what this looks like. I've not stopped it and seen, is there any big holes or anything in it? Yeah, it's all right. It is laminated pine, obviously, because it's a pine table. It smells really, really nice.
It smells like a whole bunch of Christmas trees all at once.
Yeah, it's just, do you know what it smells like? It smells like a pine tree. Go figure. All right, so I want a foot. And it is a foot because it's 12 inches.
I was going to say, that should be right on the money then.
And I'm going for a nice, kind of sleek, slender bowl, dish.
And Sandy Lumber Mill DIY asks, hey, how is this live set up? Is it on StreamYard, and do you guys have headphones? It is through StreamYard, Sandy, and we both do have headphones. It would work fine with speakers and our microphones if we wanted, but that tends to get echoes, so I usually wear headphones when I'm on.
Yeah, and the good thing about headphones too is that they have noise cancellation, so it does cut down the sound of the lathe and extractors and everything else that could possibly hinder said audio.
And Ian in the shed has joined.
Hi, Ian.
He said that his x-ray vision is working great, but the flying and the invisibility is still a problem, but he's hoping they'll come soon. So, you know, those lovely side effects that everybody is saying you have with the shot. I'm actually hoping that I get like the third arm, because that would make turning so much easier.
And a lot more fun, as I said in the messenger.
Right. Ben Jamin has joined. Welcome, Ben.
Hi, Benjamin. Yeah, I suppose the only superpower I would love to get is I'd be able to, you know, like the spidey senses, that you're super tuned in to hearing what everybody's saying about you, and you can just like jump up walls and strangle people with big webs and stuff. It'd be cool. And stuff.
Leona's hoping to grow a tail.
Oh, a tail. Cool.
And I just got a message from somebody you know. I won't tell you her name, but her initials are Leona Fay.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And she said that it's important to know that it's Maggie's birthday.
Oh, it's Maggie, not Debbi.
Right. She also said something that was very, very cryptic. quote, he's a numpty, end quote. So
yes, I am a numpty, and thanks for that, Leona. But it is Debbie's birthday at some point, right? So happy birthday for when it's her birthday.
good save.
It's everybody's. Happy birthday, everybody. There you go. Right, I'm going to, before I go any further, because I don't have much thickness, I am very restricted on how much I can take off the bottom. I need to decide where my foot is going to go. It is going to be a tenon. Do I want a tenon, or do I want to put a mortise in that, actually? It's going to be very, very shallow to put a mortise.
Anna B says, I always have a birthday, always 18.
Yes. I'm not looking forward to my next birthday. It's going to be pants. I'm half of 100.
And Steve Robbins is joined.
Hi, Steve Robbins. How are you? Let me change camera for a sec, because I am going to be getting in the way.
Yeah, I decided I was never going to be out of my 20s. So this coming year, I will be 2025.
Right. Yeah, mentally, I stayed at about 14. But
wow, that old?
Yeah. 14 was a good year for me.
Are you allowed to talk about it on YouTube?
No.
Okay.
That's why I didn't.
The first rule of 14 is you do talk about 14.
Dear.
Good times.
Dear. Right, I roughly know where my... Yeah, about there. I think I'm going to go with a... What do people think? I think I'm going to go with a foot. I don't want to risk putting a mortise in there. I'd definitely go with a tenon, I think. So let me get rid of the tailstock and let's risk it for a biscuit. Don't you know?
Ben says, you don't look 49, Steve. I'd have said 39.
Ah, Ben. Will you marry me?
I was going to say, that's so romantic.
It isn't it, rosemantic? Okie dokie. Let's yeah. Let's go back to no, let's leave it there for now on that camera, because I've got to go over here. I'm going to clean up a bit of a foot here. I'm not going to put much of a foot on it, just enough to hold.
John S. Casting is in. I don't remember if we said him earlier, but he wasn't to the participant list. So greetings.
Hi, John. Hello to everybody. It's great to have a good crowd in.
Yeah, 49er watching. Don't forget to smash that like button if to support our good buddy Steve.
Yeah, thanks. You can hit the dislike button too if I'm poo. You know, that's okay. But please tell me why I'm poo.
Ben says in his defense, it might just be the low resolution video.
Yeah, that's why I leave it at low resolution.
Makes me look better.
It makes me look cute and hot and all them other teenage words that parents really shouldn't use.
Hi, Ian. It's Double D with Tournage Dubois. He didn't recognize the voice of the earworm, so just me, nobody important. Adam makes a really good point, just so you know, Steve. He says there's a really good crowd because it's a bowl.
Ah, that's where I've been going wrong all these years.
Yeah, if you turn bowls, more people would watch.
What is it about bowls, everybody?
Brian at Heartwood Turning has joined, as has Rubadub.
Hi, so Brian and Mr. Rubadubwood Banana.
And Jigsy's Shed has joined. Hi, John. Welcome.
Hi, Jigsy.
Indy Annie Jones says, hey, welcome.
Hi, Annie. Well, at least this is proven that I can actually do bowls, I suppose. There are doubters out there, you know. There are people that doubt me, man. They're like, he doesn't know how to turn bowls. That's why he doesn't do them.
Yeah, it definitely, if you don't know how to turn bowls, definitely jump straight to the more complicated stuff.
Right? So I'm just trying to define the bottom.
Rubadub has very, very keen observation. He says, he's turning a bowl and Leona isn't the earworm. Has Steve's channel been hacked?
Yes. I think Leona's actually gutted that she's not actually part of Steve turning a bowl.
She is, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's super gutted. She just typed in woohoo with a party emoji, so I'm pretty sure she's pretty hurt, torn up.
Yeah, she sounds really sick, doesn't she, Daniel?
Yeah. Over here, I call that monosniffliosis. Just kidding, Leona. We love you.
Is that not the dinosaur that... Tom's making at the moment? Is it Tom? It's Tom doing the mushrooms, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, look. Curlies. They're cute. All right. So I've got a wee bit of a foot. I've got to define that in a minute. And I've also got to... Where my little nibbity nub is at the bottom, I've got to dip my foot. Still got to take a little bit more out of the bottom of this. Get my shape. My shape. I want my bowl to near enough curve directly from the foot, if that makes sense. I don't want a flat spot on the bottom of it. I want a sexy, sleek dish. Ooh, sexy. It's hard to get the angle of approach where I am because I'm limited on space.
Leona wants to know, she says, now that you're a bowl turner, Steve, should I send you some U-blanks? U-bowl blanks?
Absolutely, Leona. You send away. You send me all the U-bowl blanks you can give me. And I'll cut them up into lovely spindle blanks.
That doesn't sound very nice, Leona.
I've been lying this whole time. I love turning bowls.
Indy Annie wants to point out that it's a flat bowl.
It is a flat bowl. It's more of a dish, Annie. Ooh, don't do that, Steve. You're going to get a catch. I'm doing some upcycling, Annie. This is a piece of a dining room table, pine dining room table. And my wife's not happy at all because there's a big hole in the table now. Oh, well, she'll get over it.
Anna B says, I love you all, but I need some sleep. Happy turnings. Have a good evening, Anna.
Night, night, Anna. Thank you very much for the super chat and for coming in and saying hi. We miss you. Just still shaping at the moment. Got to take
Go ahead.
this edge off. Yeah, sorry, Daniel. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, sometimes the simple shapes just look so sleek when they're done.
Yeah, well, when it comes to bowls, I am a lover of just slim and sleek and purdy shapes. Not, like I say, not that I turn a million bowls later. Here I am trying to turn you. That sounded wrong. I'm not trying to turn you, Daniel, honest.
I was actually, I think, in mid-swoon. Not really.
Very dangerous these days using the word swing.
Leona says, feel free to tell him to shut up singing. He doesn't mind. Nah. I'd rather be subtle about it. Like, what'd you do with all that money your parents gave you? You know, the ones for your singing lessons?
Yeah.
That's what I say to myself, too.
I spent it on wood turning.
A much better investment, I promise you.
Right, I kind of like that shape. I think it's very sleek. Yeah, I'm kind of rising all the way to the rim from the foot. I need to define the foot a little bit now. A little bit. So I'm going to bring this camera over here, like so. And hopefully that will allow you to see me do that.
Helen Roberts has joined. Hi, Helen. Welcome.
Hi, Helen.
To the once-in-a-lifetime episode of Steve Templeboy Turnings Turns a Bowl.
Dun, dun, dun! And stuff. Where is my flat? There it is.
That's the best thing to end any awkward sentence with is and stuff or and then I found $5.
Yeah. And stuff. $5 and stuff.
Best phrases ever.
Wow. It's like raining and everything outside. I'm just setting my calipers here to the correct ding dong dandy dippy dippy doodah. That is a technical wood turning term.
Steve wants to point out, this is very important, Mr. Twidell. Steve Robbins says this looks like half of a big yo-yo.
Ah.
And Rubadub is pretty sure that you're making a big yo-yo, not a bowl.
So the yo-yo continues. YOLO. Well, maybe that's what I could do with the rest of the table, is just make a giant no-yo.
That would be cool.
That's not going to be big enough yet, so I need to take more. You can tell I'm out of practice with this whole bowl turning crap.
Dark likes our sentence phrases. He says, well, it's better than, and then I woke up naked and my wallet was gone. Yeah, that can be a pretty awkward story.
That always sucks, Dark.
That only happened to me like 3 times last Friday.
Got a bit of a sketchy edge here that I'm just nibbling away very carefully.
Some nice shavings you get in there.
I know, it's almost like I know how to use a gouge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, unless you think of this as like a monstrous spindle, it's so weird to see you working on this.
I know, it's like really weird.
The world's shortest and fattest spindle.
Oh, I forgot to use my spindle roughing gouge on it.
You can always go back and do it again.
That was nice. There's a bit of that's the sound I'm getting here. There's the end grain here, and not so much there and here on this. Do you know how the different, because it's laminated, you've got different grains,
Right.
and some of it is fighting against me, but it's okay. That's what 80 grit's for.
That piece of aspen I turned probably about a month ago, I had to use 60 grit, which I don't think I've ever used on any of my pieces.
So it's a smooth piece of aspen now, is it?
Yeah, it is a very smooth piece of aspen. Quite heavily spalted too.
Tis noisy when it gets to the end there because, as I've always stated, my chuck is a very long way off of the headstock, so you get a lot of vibration through the chuck. So it does get noisy with picking up big vibrations.
Dad said, I've just got loads of aspen. Is it good to turn? I will tell you, it cut really, really well, Gav. The piece I had was rather punky just because had been laying on the ground. But I felt it cut really well, and it finished up super smooth as well. And Circular Wood by Keith has joined. Hi, Keith. Welcome.
Hi, Keith. How are you? Take this down just a little bit more.
And I think Jeff Christie came in a while back. I don't remember if we said hi to him or not, but I see his name pop up, and I don't know that I did. So
I'll say hi now. Hi, Jeff. There, I said hi.
yeah, Niantic River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon has joined. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hi, Chris.
Hope all is well with everyone in the world today.
Or at least getting better than it has been. All right, that's okay. I think that foot's big enough for what I want. I've just got to do something in the center of it. I'm going to get my smaller gouge now to do that, and just tidy up the inside, because I've got that little W dib that I shouldn't have put in it, but I did. So I'm just going to take this down until that disappears. There we go. Just like that.
Chris Nealon just made me hungry. He said chicken and ravioli tonight, then shop time.
Ooh.
Doesn't sound anything like your chicken curry, though.
No, nothing is like the chicken curry that gets made in my house, believe me. I liken it to probably what I would imagine prison food to be like. Not nice. Not nice. It's not
Right.
the best meal.
Was it still moving?
No, it wasn't quite that bad, but it just, you know, it just wasn't. It just wasn't.
I get that.
Okay, so I'm going to try and do my final. Ooh, lost it.
Chris said that it's simple store-bought rotisserie chicken, but still good. Yeah, that does sound good. The downside is I can't handle pasta anymore. So the joys of remembering what ravioli tasted like.
Did you use any particular kind of diet, Daniel, when you did your weight loss, or was it just you just changed all your habits?
So I actually had what's called a vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So I had bariatric surgery because of sleep apnea and some other health issues.
Okay.
And I weighed, I think at my heaviest, I weighed 356 pounds. Being 6'4", you can hide it pretty well, but I had bariatric surgery and I now weigh 190 pounds. But I did change my diet and I went to a flexitarian diet. So flexitarian is when at least 75% of your food comes from plant-based food instead of animals. But the pasta is so heavy and so loaded with simple carbohydrates that it physically makes me sick to eat it. Right. So I have to have high protein stuff. So I found some high protein pasta that's pretty good and it makes do, but it's not the same as regular pasta. And Doug from Pole Barn has joined. Hi, Doug. Welcome.
What up, Doug? Yes, that's right, Doug. It's a bowl. I know.
Yeah, it's definitely lots of hard work. So if anybody ever says that weight loss surgery is easy or it's an easy way out or anything, they have no idea what they're talking about because it is, at times, it is hell.
Yeah, I've never really done diet as such. I kind of, my weight yo-yos depending on time of year. It really does. It like summertime, I would tend to lose quite a bit of weight. Winter time, not so much.
Right.
But okay, I like that shape. There's just a little tool mark there that I think I'm going to go back in the other way rather than coming out. I'm going to go this way and pick up on
Yeah, so part of my medical issues, I mean, obviously the CPAP with sleep apnea that I was on, but there's two hormones in your stomach. One tells you when you're hungry and one tells you when you're full. Mine didn't work, and so I never felt full. And I had actually been kicked out of buffets because I just kept eating and eating and eating.
Okay.
So with the surgery, it actually resets the hormones in your stomach as well. So that has made a monstrous difference. Jigsy makes a very valid point. He says, I've heard someone say that there's a reason diets are so hard. The first three letters say it all. Yeah, sometimes it feels like that for sure. Doug has been making pickles today, and he's going to try some sauerkraut.
Ooh. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Just got Big Bertha on that to clean it up a little bit. I'm happy with that. Tempted to put a little bit of a detail just below what will be the rim, and that's what I am going to do before we go to sanding.
Steve, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is the best bowl I have ever seen you turn.
Thanks. Wow, that means so much because of all the bowls that I've turned in my life.
What is that, like 4?
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just because I miss it, I'm going to use a spindle gouge on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn just a very sneaky. That's not sharp. So I'll use the bowl gouge and do it. Damn it.
Doug says that he thinks that this bowl could use a little bit of resin. Steve loves resin. Steve, that is his favorite thing in the world is resin.
I cannot get enough of resin. I tell you.
I have a really big hybrid project that I'm going to start on hopefully this weekend. Hope it'll be my video next weekend. It'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Biggest honeysuckle root ball I've ever seen. Dark's talking about a 7-day fast to reset the digestive system. That's part of what they do before bariatric surgeries. You have to go on a liquid diet. So you're allowed 3 protein drinks a day, and the rest of everything has to be clear, sugar-free liquids, and that's all you can have for at least 7 days, maybe anywhere from 1 week to 3 weeks before your surgery. And I probably lost 12 to 13 pounds that week on that. So, Chris, yes, yeah, don't have a catch. That's bad. Chris, yeah, honeysuckle the vine. It was a monstrous stump. I posted some pictures on my Instagram of the piece, I believe, and if not, I'll be doing it again when I'm working on everything to get it together. But yeah, it was an absolute monstrous root ball that I was given that had been sitting in a garage for about 7 or 8 years.
Just a wee delicate bead in there. So I don't want it sticking, I just want like a nice little detail just below the rim. Just going to define that now. Actually, I just want to just clean up just this bottom edge.
Jigsy said, I've used resin in my water challenge, just waiting on some Yorkshire grit, but the video should be up next Wednesday. That'll be great, Jigsy. Cool. I think Doug used a little resin in his water project. Leona turned...
Using resin? Never.
I know. Leona, I turned an entire resin project for the challenge, but none of us are going to see it. Yeah, that made me sad, Leona, that... you lost your footage.
I sympathize. I've done that a couple of times with videos, and it sucks.
Yeah, Tommy had that happen with his clock challenge. That the only video he could find was his sanding it. My water challenge piece will be premiered on Sunday. I'm just finishing the editing. 11 hours of project, trying to get it down to 25 minutes. So, and Love Angel has joined again. She got her internet working again. Welcome back.
Who's that? Sorry.
Love Angel. I believe her name is Donna. Yeah.
Donna. Hi, Donna. Good to have you back.
I will say, and I'm not a person that's, I don't brag. I'm not a bragger, but I think that my piece that I turned, this is my favorite piece I have ever turned on my lathe, is my water project. So I'm super stoked about it.
That's not bragging.
And just going to get better has joined.
Pride.
I am. I'm very proud of what I did.
That's pride. It's not bragging. That's all good doing that.
So yeah, just going to get better has joined. So welcome.
Hi, just going to get better. Is there a name for just going to get better? I'm rubbish at remembering names. So if you have a name, please remind. And it'd be good to call you that. What am I looking for? Oh, yes, I do want to just use... I might use this. Yes.
Leona says she can't stop sneezing and it's driving her crazy.
Yeah, annoying, Leona. I like sneezing. I'm one of those freaks that like sneezing. When I get a sneezing fit, I try to keep it going. I'm one of those people.
Sandy just asked if I'm not a wood turner. Are there challenges coming up for woodworking or wood burning? Yeah, there's some people who are talking in the chat there. Sandy, I'm sure you're seeing it, but the channel is for makers and creators. So any project, any medium, just meet the criteria. I mean, be able to support it and use that hashtag. Anybody is welcome. It's absolutely awesome. So just going to get better. His name is Jakin, but Jake is fine. So welcome, Jake.
Hi, Jake. Thank you very much for joining. All right, so I've got where I wanted there. This light is really messing with my chi, man.
Adam says, when I sneeze, I do it 3 times in succession. Anybody else?
I like to get a real sneezing frenzy going, and I'll actually do a big sniff after each sneeze to try and keep it going.
Awesome. Helen Roberts says her bed is calling, so she'll catch us again later. So good night,
Okay,
Helen.
Helen. Good night, Helen. Thank you.
Sandy wants to know where she can find out the info on the challenges. Steve, do you mind if I put a link out to my video?
That's why you're a mod now. You go ahead and post
I will put
want.
Okay, I'll put a link to my video where I announce the challenge, and that'll give you kind of an idea, Sandy, and anybody else who wants to participate. So feel free to do that. And if you have a YouTube channel, great, and you want to participate, that's great too. Just let me know, and I'll make sure and add you to the channel list that I have on my channel as well.
I think I better put a couple of... Actually, I'll do that after I've sanded it. What do you think to that bead? I quite like that bead. It gives it a nice transition to the rim.
Yeah, I think that looks really classy.
Classy, man. All right, now the fun bit, everybody. Sanding. Get ready, Nick. Oh. Where's me? I've lost my end. Oh no, I'm blocked. All right, I might as well turn that off then. My workshop's in a real mess. I'm ashamed.
And RubenWoodcraft has to go to bed as well.
Good night, Ruben. Thank you. I'm putting my snooky up around my mouth and nose just to avoid breathing any of this in. My Hoover, I forgot, blocked up. I should have unblocked it before the show, but I'm not going to do it now.
Mike is asking how many completed water projects there are now. I'm just going to jump out and look at my playlist because I've been keeping it up to date. I believe that we are around 30 that have been completed so far this month.
That's awesome.
Steve Robbins says that Rob wants you to answer your messenger.
Steve Robinson is a troublemaker. He's a naughty boy.
Yeah. So it looks like, I apologize, it looks like there's 21 videos right now, including Bruce's announcement of the challenge.
So you lied.
Yeah, I did. Fake news.
Oh, Jesus.
But I'm keeping that updated. I do playlists for each and every month of all the videos that I can find on there. So it's fun. So we have a lot of fun, and the challenges are definitely I know they push me to do some things I would not normally do. So I'm pretty excited.
If there's any questions, and it's not about bowl turning, please ask.
I think everybody's just shocked to see you turning a bowl, really, Steve.
I know, and they're probably shocked to see that I've actually done, like, not a bad job of it so far either.
Well, you still have to hollow it out. I mean, you've still got time.
Well, there's not much of that to hollow out now, to be honest with you. Is Nick still with us? Is he enjoying the sanding?
He's being real quiet. If he is, he might be in shock too. Yeah. David Eisenhower says that he has to run. Have a good evening, David.
See you, David. Thank you. See, it's the sanding. It puts people off. They're like, no.
Hey, Steve C is very impressed with your sanding. He wants you to know that that's a very good standing job.
Thanks, Steve C. Oh no, that's okay. Because we have so different types of grain orientation. I mean, they're all running the same direction, but they do vary.
And Tim from TF Turning has joined. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim. Thanks for joining. Oh, did you hear my prepubescent change in voice there?
Yeah, it's like you ran into the wrong part of your lathe.
Yeah, I must be going through puberty. Hi, Tim.
Adam says, I'll be impressed if Nick the Flaming Turner says it's good sanding only.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
And Dave the Mole Valley Maker is in. I don't know if we said him earlier. I don't think we did. Could be wrong. I mean, we're only 53 minutes in. I barely remember what I had for lunch, much less who I said hi to at the beginning of the show.
Well, hello anyway. Again, if we already have. Do you know what's amazing? We own this table we bought this table secondhand, and we probably had it for, I'm going to say 5 or 6 years, and it was well used when we got it, and there's still sap in this wood.
Wow.
It's amazing.
It's kind of cool to see repurposing like this. I mean, Louis over at Woodworking 220-7 repurposed an old headboard and did a really cool segmented piece for the family that was in a like an assisted living facility and couldn't use that bed anymore. It made it really cool. So repurposing is pretty fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I used to do a lot of it. What I used to do back in the day when they were open, I'd go to thrift stores, you call them in the States, I think, but we call them charity shops here. And I would buy the old-fashioned, the really thick 2-inch, 2.5-inch chopping boards and things like that. Like back in the day, they used to make really, really thick chopping boards and things for kitchens. and the butcher's blocks and things like that. And I used to repurpose them. I used to turn bowls and dishes and things from those. And I'd also get old wooden bowls that had been given in, and then fancy them up a bit. So it's all good tool practice, and it doesn't matter if you mess them up because it's only cost you €1 to buy.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And then what I would do is I would usually take them back and give them back to the charity shop. So I'd buy them, give the money to charity, jazz them up a bit, and then bring them back as a new bowl to the charity shop so they could sell it for more. It's kind of cool. Gives you practice and you're doing good. I'm not going to spend too much time on sanding because it's for my mother-in-law. Oh, that's mean. My mother-in-law is lovely.
Mine is too. I know that Dark is super fond of his.
Yeah. Did I hear an air of sarcasm there?
Oh, it's just some of the things he says are always funny. It always makes me laugh. Ben says that's a nice pile of dust you got there.
Yeah. You don't get that much dust from a hardwood.
Nothing dusts like pine.
No. Well, spruce does.
I might mute here for just a moment, so I'll be here though.
I know what you're going to do.
Actually, she just brought the dogs in to feed them. So Steve just said, Sarah. She's laughing. And Lewis, the Klondike Craftsman, has joined. Welcome, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis. Thanks for joining, man.
And I just put out the link there for that group. So like I said, anybody who is or is going to participate in the challenges can join that group. There's just a few questions to answer. But you can get in the group and we have discussions. We post pictures. We talk about the projects that are going on, and we try to support each other's with our links and stuff so we know what's going on with people.
Did you take that question out that was awkward that we said to take out, the one where you asked what size underpants you wear?
No, I expanded on that one.
Okay.
And I asked specifically what size waistband of the underpants do you wear?
Oh, okay. Well,
so it's not as awkward.
Okay, that's all right.
Steve Robbins says it's the time of night my internet goes wrong, so I've got to go.
All right. Thanks,
have a good one, Steve. And it sounds like Sandy is going to participate in the challenges, so that'll be great. Another participant is always fun.
That'll do me. I'm going to give that a whap down and then use some abrasive paste. No, sanding sealer, and then abrasive paste. I'm going to oil the top of it because it's a bowl that's going to be used. It's going to have probably fruit and stuff put into it, so it's going to be on the kitchen table. Is going to be on top of the kitchen table. Go figure.
Sandy asks, so most of you are turners. I think a lot of us are. Dark Matter does a lot of carving, and he did a really cool carving of a spoon for the water challenge for the month of March. So that was awesome. But people do all sorts of different things. Bonnie, who just joined, does like egg paintings and things like that, which are cool. So it's a lot of fun. We just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I kind of do multi stuff. I do a lot of carving too, and predominantly turning, but I do a lot of other arts and crafts. So I'm not just kind of bound to the one thing.
Doug from Polebarn says, round, Daniel, my waistband is round. I will tell you, before my weight loss surgery, my doctor would always say, hey, you need to get into shape. And I always said, but round is a shape. I've known that since kindergarten. Why are you telling me to get into but at any rate.
And it's one of the most strongest efficient shapes too.
Yeah. Dave wants there to be no more elemental challenges. Since I've already issued the challenge for January and now it's up to other channels, I can't tell them, unfortunately, what not to do. So So yeah, everybody brings a completely different viewpoint to each one of these challenges, which is why I really like it, because everybody's like Leona's with the flower challenge was completely awesome.
Yeah, it was. And the one for this one is as well. I mean, I hope she at least shares pictures and things of it. Because...
Yeah, she said she was going to put them out on Instagram, I think.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Maybe she already has. I don't know.
Doug says he's doing a guest spot here in a little bit. Does that mean you're helping out on another live, Doug, or what's that mean? Scott Tague has also joined, by the way. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Thanks for joining. Doug's a bit of a worm whore. He goes into lots of people's lives, I believe. He's a popular man.
I don't know that I've heard him on any lives. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I just don't know that I've heard him on any.
Oh, he just goes in the elite because he's famous, right? Because
he's super famous.
Yeah, because he's so famous, he goes into just elite shows, you know, that the likes of us common folk don't get to see.
Oh, awesome. It's a woodworking club out of Penn, so they're asking him Pennsylvania. That's cool.
Right. Cool. So he's really famous.
Yeah. Mr. Murdoch 34 has joined. Hi, Mr. Murdoch.
Hi, Mr. Murdoch.
Sorry, Mr. Mudduck. I can't read today. Oh my goodness.
Okay. I thought it was a guy from the A-team had joined us.
I know, I'm going to slap myself now.
It's not that kind of show, Daniel.
Oh. Whew. Thanks for saving me that.
Oh, there. My abrasive paste got some oh, I know what that was. Oops. This bowl might be kind of a grey colour by the time it's finished. Oh well.
Maggie Billiet has joined. I believe that that might be an important drop-in today.
Okay.
I'm going to let Steve take it away.
Yo, Maggie, listen up. Boom, poof, boom, poof, poof. All together now. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Maggie, who isn't Debbie. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hurrah! Happy birthday, Magsy. We love you.
Wow. Fenrica Woodstuff, Steve has joined. Hi, Steve. And everybody is saying that our singing was perfect.
Perfect. Of course it was.
It couldn't have been better.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
So I think, Steve, what we should do is start charging people. If they want us to sing them happy birthday from now on, there's going to be a fee.
Well, you can. I'm already charging people, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm already charging people to put up with my shite, so. So this is pine. It's never going to be wow, you know. If this wasn't going to the person that it's going to, I think what I will do is I'll get another piece of that and I will do a little bit of scorching and pyro and stuff like that on it. But for this one, I'm keeping it plain and simple, man.
Barbara Dill has joined. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. How are you? I'm sorry, Barbara. It's not a spindle. I've let you down. It's one of them stupid bowls. Barbara has been experimenting with the integrated sphere idea. And she's done a couple of awesome pieces.
Yeah, I saw those pictures out on, I think it was Instagram, wasn't it?
Yeah. Instagram and Facebook, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, they look really good. One of these days I might try that.
It is fun.
JP Gauthier has joined.
Hi, JP.
Doug said that his wife is chasing the dogs around with a riding crop. Leona says that at least she's not chasing you with it, Doug, and he might like that. I don't know.
I think the last time that happened, he tried jumping over a horse and broke his hip.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right.
He said he broke his pelvic, not his hip.
Same difference.
I apologize. I mispronounced your name. It's Gocha, not Gauthier. It's Gocha. Apologies.
Gocha. We're on first name times here anyway, folks. So, you know. Ooh, that was weird.
I've only broken a few bones in my life. One was a finger when I was bowling. It got stuck in the bowling ball, and that was unpleasant.
I bet it was really embarrassing too.
No, actually, that was the best round of bowling I ever had in my life after I broke my finger.
Well, at least you didn't leave your finger in the ball as it rolled down the lane, I suppose.
No, that would have been bad. And then I broke my rib playing basketball once, and then I got hit in the face with a softball that broke my nose and my eye socket.
Ow. Eye socket. Painful.
Yes.
I've not, well, have I broken any bones? I've broken my little pingy. broke my little pinky, and I dislocated both my shoulders at the same time, which was okay. Dislocating them wasn't painful at all. Having them put back in, on the other hand, that really wasn't fun.
That's slightly uncomfortable.
Because the first one's okay, because they kind of like, sneak up on you, pop, bang, done, right? But the second one, you know what's coming. So you tense up every time they make the slightest move to do anything. So my left arm was left very weak after that. Right, that'll do. It's all right. It's all right. All right. Let's turn around. Turn around. Stick her in the chuck and hollow around. Turn.
JP wants to know what the size of the piece was. It started out at 12-inch.
Started out at 12-inch. I'd say we're probably closer to 11 now that we've got it round.
Jigsy wants to know what you did to dislocate them both.
Oh, actually, we're still just under 12. I fell 40 foot off a ladder. Well, I didn't. I slid down the wall with a ladder, if that makes sense. I was working in Vauxhall car plant in Luton, and I was knocking out cast iron pipes back in the day when I was a young apprentice plumber. Well, I was almost actually qualified by then, and I was up the ladder knocking out cast iron pipe work, old drain pipes and things, and the apprentice was footing the ladder, and it was a triple extension ladder. So it was your usual two-piece that you slid one section up into the other, but then the third level of it you pulled up with a rope and block and tackle at the top of the ladder. So the third level went up, and it went up about 40 foot. I was at the very top, and because the center would bounce a lot when you're using a lump hammer, the apprentice was footing the ladder at the bottom, and he decided, why, I don't know, he decided he wanted to take his tea break without telling me. So off he went, and next thing I felt the ladder just do that first initial down the wall, and I went, you get that, cold, oh God, I'm falling, and then it stopped. I was like, and I turned round to shout at him, and as I turned round, I saw the bottom just slide out, and the whole ladder just slid down the wall it was up against, and I just held on, because I knew that if I let go, then it was a broken back or legs or whatever. So I just held on to the ladder and went with it, hoping that the ladder would hit something at the bottom, because it was so long that it would hit and just stop. But it didn't. It continued and it continued and it continued, and it hit there was like a big concrete bracing step for the wall, because it's a big factory, and it bounced off that, and both shoulders took the full impact of that fall, and it knocked both my shoulders back.
Ouch.
Out of and smacked my head, split my head open. Stayed conscious, but I was in quite a bad way. Went to the hospital and got sorted. Stitches in my knee, and I put the elbow bone. I didn't break my elbow, but it put the nubbity. I suppose it is the humerus, the bone there, the nubbity bit on your elbow. It put that through the skin of my arm. It was all impact damage.
Didn't sound very humorous.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't humorous at all. And funny enough, the apprentice resigned that day. It's probably just as well he did.
Yeah. And everybody is now talking about their injuries. So
cool. Well, it's always good to have a topic.
Yeah. Scott cut off his thumb in a saw and had to have it put back on.
Oh, no.
Dart got drunk and broke his toe.
That's not good. Cutting things off. Never cut things off, people. Off people. Don't cut them off people, but don't cut them off yourself either.
Mr. Stacey Smith fractured his skull.
Oh no, that's not good. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Leona's not broken any bones, but she had a cracked kneecap after being smashed with a Hurley.
I tell you, as bad as having a damaged kneecap, you definitely don't want to damage a kneecock. Don't damage a kneecock. Daniel, that was a very, very close mistake there that you said, saying kneecock.
It's, yeah, it's, you know, if I had said that, then I would agree with you, but.
You so did. I heard it. You recovered, but you said it.
Gav says that he's broken his nose on some fists a couple of times.
Yeah, I've not broken my nose on anybody's fists. I've broken my fist on people's nose before, back in the day. I've broken a lot of cars. Right, I think that's...
Ben said that count yourself
good.
lucky. He fell a little higher and broke his back.
Oh, no.
Donna tripped over thin air on Friday the 13th and broke her ankle.
Well, I tell you, 2 days after I fell off the ladder, I was at home, obviously recuperating. Another worker from the same company that I work for was shopping with his wife in town, and he was pushing the buggy, and the buggy hit a stone. You know, as you're pushing the buggy, the front wheel twisted and it hit a stone on the path, and it stopped the buggy dead. And rather than falling over the child, he went to the side and he slipped off the curb and literally just fell 4 inches off the curb, banged his head, and that was the end of him.
Oh, man.
So I fell 40 foot and had a couple of dislocated shoulders, and he fell 4 inches and was no longer with us. So it just goes to show you that it was, you know, when it's your time, it's your time. And that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucked. Okay, enough of that.
Let's get and now to bull turning.
Yeah, back to bull turning. I'm going to put my face shield back on, Ruby, just in case you're listening. And then I'm going to hollow this, and I'm going to be very careful with my depth.
just avoid the phrase "one more pass." You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of people are having injuries. My sister, when she was in college, got hit by a car and broke her leg in 38 pieces between her knee and her ankle.
Oh, ow.
We took pictures of her, and we're going to put it in her resume as a stay-at-home mom.
Let's just come up a little bit higher with my resty wrist.
Dark wants you to use your spindle roughing gouge to hollow it out.
Yeah.
That's safe.
I got accused of doing that in a video not so long ago, a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. The fact that I was actually turning spindle work was...
Yeah, I remember that. So what other fun things should we talk about? JP says that he watched a video last night of a Frenchman hollowing using a spindle roughing gouge.
Hollowing the what?
Hollowing. He was hollowing using a spindle roughing gouge.
How the heck was he doing that? That's a skill of its own.
Yeah. I remember when I first started, and I didn't know, I had bought a roughing gouge, but it didn't say it was a spindle roughing gouge, so I didn't know, and was using that on the outside of bowls and had somebody correct me, thankfully, so that's a good thing. Jeff Christie said, I had a week off work because I broke my thermos flask. That's a good reason to be off work for a week.
Yeah, that is a huge industrial injury, that is. Losing your thermos.
Donna said her father survived a broken neck that it took him a week, almost a month to find out it was broken.
Wow.
Sarah had her left hand pinned and surgery on her shoulder because it would dislocate. Tracy was riding a bicycle when she was 9 and a drunk driver ran over me and dragged her 250 yards down the road and she got the ticket.
The guy that was my best man at my wedding was 6 months out of school in a coma. There was a bike store, like a push bicycle store, not far from my house. It was called Bloomfield Cycle Shop, and it was on a road called Bloomfield Road, believe it or not.
Probably a good place for the shop to be.
It was a double hill. It was right down on a crossroads, but there was a hill coming 4 ways to it. So the crossroads, the end of each of the roads was a really steep hill, and it dropped right down into like a valley where the shop was, right?
Right.
So he's heading down the hill on his BMX, and he's going to swap out a seat that he bought. He bought the wrong seat for his bike, so he's got the seat tucked down inside his jacket, and he's cycling down this big steep hill. And as he gets to the bottom of the hill, he goes to pull on his brakes, and both brakes, because he's going so fast down the hill, the brake blocks just ping out of the bike. So he's got no brakes on the bike. So he put instant reaction. We've all done it. Feet down to the ground, trying to stop it, and he just timed it wrong as he hit the bottom crossroads. A small van came down the other way, and he was flying it too. He was supposed to yield and stop, but he carried on, and he hit straight into the side of the van.
Ouch. He
hit the van so hard that the side that he hit was touching the other side in the back of the van.
Oh, that's bad.
And of course,
real quickly, Sandy Lumbermill is going to eat dinner. Thanks for coming by. Nice to meet you, Sandy. Welcome to the challenges.
See you, Sandy. Thank you. So because he had the seat tucked down his jacket, that was a collapsed lung straight away.
Yeah, Sandy, I always, when I type it in, I say L8R for later. So apologies if that confused you by my saying later that way. Yeah, that sounds like it was unpleasant.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's good now. His jaw was broken in 4 places. His jaw had to be wired up. I'm just going to take a swig of drink. His jaw was wired up for it was months and months. He had to drink just fluids and liquids, and it was horrible. Yeah.
Steve, I will tell you, the farther you progress, the more and more it's looking like a bowl.
No way.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you were aware. You might become known as the bowl turner of YouTube if you keep this up.
No. God, I hope not.
How about we take a poll of the audience? How many people want to see Steve turn a bowl every week?
I'll disappoint a lot of people if that's the case.
Barbara Dill said that her Wi-Fi is awful, so she's gonna leave. Thanks for coming by, Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara. Yeah, I believe you. It's more like it's because it's a bowl and not a spindle. I'm only joking, Barbara.
Between the sanding and the bowl turning, Steve, I mean, you're just 2 for 2.
Thank you, Barbara, for dropping in.
Tracy asked a very important question, and Tracy, I saw this earlier. Just so you know, he was gonna show it, but I think he should take a quick break. She wants to know where your banana is.
Oh yes, I must show that. I showed Daniel it, and you.
Steve C has renamed your channel.
Oh yeah.
It is now Temple Bowl Turnings.
Oh God, no.
Love it, Stacey. Love it.
I got to show you something that Tracy sent me. Excuse me.
That's 2.
I'm having an allergic reaction to Leona's injection. Look what Tracy got me and sent me all the way from America. It's awesome. Look. It's a glass banana. It's a glass blown banana. Someone blew this banana in the Corning Museum of Art. And I believe she said her sister got it for her and sent it to her for me. And look at that. That is a solid glass banana. It is freaking awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy. That's gone into the collection. I've got it wrapped up over in the corner at the moment because I'm scared stiff of it dropping, but I've got to make a stand for it. I'm going to make a stand where it's actually fixed and held in position like that. So at the moment, I'm going to keep it wrapped up because I don't want to. Now, it's quite solid, you know, but it's awesome. So thank you very much. And thank you to Joseph for sending it to me. She sent it to Joseph and then Joseph sent it to me, which is awesome. Thank you very much. I will cherish that forever and ever. Amen. It's awesome.
It is pretty cool.
I'm getting a nice banana collection now. I'm just going to wipe my snozzle. Excuse me. I'm going to mute myself because you really don't want to listen to that.
Dark says, don't let your wife find it, Steve.
I answered that while off of off the microphone, Dark.
I figured you did. I was like, that's good timing on the mute there.
Okay.
I like how your faceplate is also yellow. That's very appropriate.
Yeah, it's my banana. Well, I've got another one that's got an eye just here. I made a minion. I turned it into a minion. But it's in my old workshop, and we're not going to talk about that. Right. Let's continue.
You might change the camera.
Oh.
Unless you're just going to show the side of your head the whole time.
No, actually, I was going to move the camera down just so you could look at my butt. My butt. My
I think,
lovely,
oh man, I'm
lovely
having
butt.
internet problems. I think I need to go. Oh no, it's fixed. It's better now. Yeah, Dark said that the light was awful. Yeah, he and I were messing around with it earlier, looking at it, and it's all about from that view it is, but here it's much better.
Yeah.
Gav is going to head out, so have a good evening, Gav. Thanks for coming by.
See you, Gav. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this is really weird watching you turn a bowl.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, everyone. We'll be back to normal turning next week.
Everything in me just wants to say this is the world's worst captive ring goblet. Because I expect you to turn weird things like off-center goblets with interlocking captive rings or something, and this is the worst one you've ever.
I could twist this in the chuck if you want and make this an off-centered bowl.
No. That might get you in the doghouse more so than cutting a hole out of the table.
I don't think we appreciate it. So I've got a knot just here, and that's the knocking. You know, you hear the tuk 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 as it's cutting. That is that knot that's making that noise. Obviously, a knot is a lot harder than the rest of the wood, and that's the sound that you are getting.
How thick is that?
At the moment, it's about that thick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good call.
I'll tell you. I shall tell you. At the moment, it is. It is roughly half an inch.
So you've got room to funnel it still.
Yeah, there's still plenty to. I'm going to try and get this. I'm leaving quite a wide top on it. I like the look of like a slightly wider rim on the top, and then I'm going to bring it down. You know, not super thin, but quite thin.
Sure.
It's pine at the end of the day. If you make it too thin, it's not going to like it. That's that knocking that I'm talking about.
Mike Yu says that I think Steve is fooling us all. It's a bird bath top for another entry into the water challenge.
Yes, exactly what it is.
Mike Yu is that good.
I'm going to go to the smaller gouge now, just to see if it reduces the vibration. No, it makes it worse. But it is a bit sharper.
And Mr. Stacey Smith says, I'll catch the rest later, Steve. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by.
See you, Tracy. Thank you.
Do it, Leona, and don't lose the footage this time. Leona says she might do another water project. She has an idea for a quick one.
Awesome.
Do it.
Yeah, we want to see that, Leona. All right, we're almost to where I want to be. I think I'm just going to turn my tool rest into the bowl.
Ben Chaman says, I use my fingers to absorb that vibration.
All right, like this, is it?
And yeah, Steve, I think you said bye to Tracy, but it's actually Stacey.
No, I
Mr.
said
Stacey.
Stacey. No,
Okay.
I said Stacey. Yeah, but it's just...
Might have
Or
just
did I
been
say
the way
Tracy?
that...
Maybe I did say Tracy.
I think you said Tracy. Tracy said she's not leaving, though. Not yet.
My apologies.
So, Steve, out of all the things you have ever made, what is your absolute favorite?
1 second. My absolute favorite thing I've ever made. Buzz Lightyear. I made a proper working Buzz Lightyear toy where I turned actual working joints, everything that were all held together with elastic bands internally. I made that for one of the auctions that I did. And I also made a Minnie Mouse as well, the same way. So I like that kind of thing.
Awesome.
And I also made half a Mr. Chips once.
I'm not familiar with Mr. Chips.
I might just have to get that get that with the scraper later on.
Steve, do you find that leaving a little bit wider rim helps it be a little bit more stable?
Yeah, I think that's for this bowl anyway, definitely.
I just know a lot of people when they're turning bowls leave the, especially side grain bowls, they leave the center portion in for stability. I just didn't know with it being this thin if that thicker wall at the thicker rim helped with that at all.
Yeah, definitely on the likes of this. I think also it would reduce the chances of it warping too much.
Makes sense.
Now this isn't going to hopefully go anywhere because it's really dry. All right, I think that's as thin as I want to go there. Let's get rid of some of this. I want to just move this tool rest in a bit, but we're pretty much there. But I'm getting a lot of vibration. Can you see there's like a ripple effect there?
Yeah.
And not anywhere else. Just literally just on this part. It's almost as if it's doing some kind of flex. And it's
maybe right when it's getting right there by the knot.
Yeah.
Because it's right after the knot.
Exactly. So it's rippling there. But I think I'll get that with the big giant scraper later on. Could be technique too. Like I say, I'm rusty at this. Ooh. Tool rest did not tighten up.
That's not good.
That's one of the reasons why I got into the habit of, when I'm doing the likes of wide stuff like this, I rest my arm. I'll show it on the other camera.
And Dave, the Mole Valley Maker, is off to bed. Have a good evening, Dave. Thanks for coming by.
See you, Dave. I rest my arm on the tool rest like this when I'm supporting my gouge. And the reason for that is that this lathe and other lathes I've had with this particular type banjo, they tend to loosen themselves off, and they do get loose, and you'll notice it get loose a lot quicker if your arm's resting on it. It'll do a little move, and you can control it then with your arm rather than it just flipping and you're getting a catch with your tool. So I rest my arm on it, and as soon as that starts getting loose, you feel a slight movement, and you can tighten it up then. That's kind of why I always rest my arm, the back of my arm, onto the tool rest.
Okay.
It's just a technique that I've kind of learned to do, but
works for your particular usage, your particular lathe then.
Be a really stupid habit to have once, or if I ever get a nice, expensive, fancy lathe. Who am I kidding?
You won't know what to do if it doesn't slip or move around on
exactly. So I'm going to get this down to a nubbity nub. Because my tenon is quite small on the back, I want to reduce the risk as much as I can of flipping this bowl out.
Makes sense. Yeah, I know when I upgraded my lathe, I mean, I had to for the job. I was approached by the local zoo on those massive finials they needed, but it made such a difference in my turning. I mean, confidence-wise, I don't know if it's the whole, oh, you know, this lathe is bigger and has better features, and therefore I can be a little bit more risky or something, but I felt it made a huge difference in how confident I was with my turning.
Yeah. When I demonstrated, I've only demonstrated a couple of times at shows. When I demonstrated at UKIS, which is the UK and Ireland Woodturning Symposium, when I demonstrated at that, it was the first time I got to use a professional lathe. And it was very strange. You know, there was guys, the pros there were looking at me saying, he doesn't know how to use a freaking lathe. Like, because it was all completely different to my cheapo lathe, right? So
right. I mean, I felt that way because my first lathe, of course, was a benchtop lathe, very small. Everything was manual, so if I wanted to change speeds, it was all manual, taking off the belt, moving it to pulleys, etc. And then the tools I had were super cheap, so I bought some carbides, and those carbides made a huge boost in my confidence. And then upgrading to my new to me lathe was another huge boost. And so then I started going back to the traditional tools and started using those more, and have been very, very confident with those. I'm getting very confident with those now. So, I mean, overall, I mean, awesome. It just really is a boost to me in my journey to become a wood turner as opposed to a complete novice. But I mean, I can see myself in leaps and bounds, and look at some of my early stuff and just wonder. I'm just amazed that I turn what I can now. It's a fun journey. I've made some amazing friends, met a lot of amazing people, and I hope it never stops.
It is great. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm an honest person. I've struggled the last month to keep engaged with wood turning and to try and keep myself interested in it. I think that's why I change so many times with the types of things that I turn. I get bored very easily, very quickly. That's why I very rarely turn the same thing twice.
And not to interrupt you, but Jigsy said he has to go. Have a good one, Jigsy. Thanks for coming by.
All right, Jigsy, thank you very much for joining.
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing, though, about turning. I mean, with the different woods and the different things you can do, it's never always the same thing unless you're a production turner.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, trying to challenge myself. I mean, of course, I'm still in my first year of turning, but, I mean, I could never have imagined my water project doing something like that.
Yeah.
And it has just, I mean, it just blows my mind. And Sarah could come in here and attest how absolutely giddy I was that my idea actually came to fruition and looks like what I envisioned it in my head.
I know that feeling.
But yeah, I mean, it's the amazing things that people are doing with the challenges and stuff. It's pushing me so hard to where otherwise I would just be doing, this is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I know. And it really, really helps. So it's pretty awesome. Joseph says that he's constantly swapping from the traditional tools to carbides.
Yeah, I mean, I would only use carbides for hollowing. And getting into awkward places.
Yeah, I have a hollower that's a carbide. For the most part, I try to use my high-speed steel on stuff unless there's resin involved, and then I almost always use my negative rate carbides with those. Mike Q wants to tell you that your turnings are always a challenge to us hobbyists and push us to develop our skills. And I agree with that, Mike. Steve is definitely one that I've watched to try and get new ideas and revamp how I think through things.
Thank you. Yeah, and that all comes from wanting to do different stuff and keep it interesting for myself too. It also comes from my father and my grandfather. My grandfather would always say, always challenge yourself. Always try and do better, if you know what I mean. Try and learn new skills. Always make your life worth it, I suppose. You know, try everything that you possibly can.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, people, if you're enjoying Steve and you enjoy his shows and what he does and how he helps out the community and things, make sure and mash that like button. Share Steve's channel with your friends and let them all know.
Thank you.
Tracy says that piece is quite lovely so far.
Thanks, Tracy. You said Tracy this time, right?
Yes, I did say Tracy. Joseph said, this is the weirdest Femisphere I've ever seen.
Done one of those already. All right, I think I got that tool mark that was there out. That's pretty good. So it's just the center now. We've got a.
What about that ripple above the other knot?
Where is it? Is there one?
It was right above that, the knot you just passed.
This here?
It was, yeah, it was right after that. You had
That's
that little
gone
ripple
now.
effect. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that's gone now. Yeah, that's that was the one thing I was trying to get rid of. In fact, it's probably the smoothest part there now. That's all hard, quite hard knotwood there, right? That was a branch coming out, just like here. So that's quite hard wood compared to the rest. All right, so now it's the bit that I really.
Tracy's asking the most important question of the evening. She says,
yes.
"Where's the yo-yo haters now?"
the no-go haters. Ain't no haters in here.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis.
Ain't no haters in here. Okay, this is the bit that I really don't like doing. I never like taking the support away, the tailstock.
Did you tighten up your chuck?
I didn't. Good call, that man.
Just thinking through my process when I take away that tailstock is just I retighten that up.
Done it. It's probably going to be off now. I always get confused with bloody chuck. It works backwards to. Oh no, it didn't move. That's good.
Yeah, I was going to say it didn't look like it moved.
That's good.
Leona's asking if it's just barely nicking the banjo.
No, that sound is the bearing, Leona. Yeah, the sound that you're hearing is the bearing is starting to make a noise. It needs service. Done a lot of hours, this lathe.
Yeah, Leona said she didn't notice it before. I'm wondering if that's because part of that was covered by when you were hitting that knot.
No, it's because it had pressure from the tailstock pushing against the bearing. When the bearing's loosened off, then for some reason it does make that noise. I am aware of that noise. In fact, if I do this and do this,
it still does it.
Yeah, it's still, like I say, it's knocking. It's a knocking in the bearing. They're a sealed bearing, but when I squirt that in, sometimes it does stop it a little bit. But it's here. The noise is here in the bearing, and also this chuck is ancient and it's been beaten up. This chuck was my very first chuck. So it's probably loose as well and got bits, floating about inside it and all sorts. It's all right. It does though. Now this is the nubbly nub that we need to get rid of without.
Leona said she'll send you new bearings.
Thanks, yeah. No, that's all right.
Sandy just said that you just moved up in class because she's watching on the big screen now.
Woo! Sandy came back.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Steve's head, so I'm not going to tell him that I'm watching on two monitors because I have StreamYard on one monitor and YouTube on the other, and I watch the chat on YouTube and the video on StreamYard.
Can you hear that? Look,
yeah.
It's very strange. All right, so I'm just going to get my ball scraper in there and give it a clean from the center, and then we're good.
That is a fancy schmancy bowl you made there, sir.
Thanks.
Like I said earlier, best bowl I've ever seen you make.
You saw me make the Viking bowl. The live edge Viking bowl. Maybe you didn't.
I don't know that I did.
The Degrazel bowl.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I have done a few bowls. I like live edge bowls. Just, do you know what? I need to get the gouge in there and just take that. There's a little bumpity bump just there.
Adam says that setting up the planer thickness for the first time in a year. Should I start tonight or tomorrow morning to see if it's still working? A lot of effort for a couple of laminated rolling pins.
How much sleep did you get last night, Adam? Never mess with a thickness planer if you're tired.
I have a planer, but I have not used it yet because it's a hassle to dig out in my garage. So I'm just going to wait till I get my shop built. Adam says tomorrow it is.
Yeah, I don't have one because I don't have core. I don't really think I'll ever use one. I don't do flat work, and I don't do any kind of segmenting work, so
Adam says that's why we come here, Steve, for common sense advice.
yeah, thickness planers are they're just a machine you don't want to mess with. You want to be fully alert with that sucker.
Yep, I'm hoping to do some flat work when I get my shop. I want to do charcuterie boards and river tables and stuff like that down the road as well. So I'm glad I found the one I did at an estate sale super cheap. I think I paid just over $150 for it.
So what I'm feeling for here is I don't want the bowl to feel like there's a flat at the bottom. I want it to be concave all the way down to the middle, even if it's just slightly. I just think it feels nicer and looks nicer if it's curving all the way down to the center.
So more bowl-like than ended up looking like a platter.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just see a lot of bowls, and I've seen a lot of bowls turned where people go to all this bother of making all this wall nice, and then they just give up at the bottom. They just go straight, and I just spend a little bit of time and have the form flowing. Again, personal choice.
Joseph says, power sand the life out of that, Steve. You'll definitely get the wall thickness down.
I don't need to power sand it. Just hand sanding it.
Leona wants you to stop putting your hand between the tool rest and the spinning piece.
There was a lot more room than it looked from that angle. Yeah.
Well, but all it takes is one. If it pops off that chuck,
yeah, true.
This would be a different type of YouTube channel.
Okay. There you go, Leona. Or as Rob would say, Leona.
Well, Canadians, you know.
I can't say that. He told me off for calling him a Canadian the other day. He deleted my post and everything off YouTube.
Well, I call him that because that's the only place I've ever known him to live in. He says he's lived in other places, but not since I've known him.
I called him a stupid Canadian, and he said he's kind of okay with it, but not. But if his brother saw it, he would have got really upset. So.
And Steve Enriquez headed out for the evening. Have a good evening.
See you, Steve.
Lewis also wants to be perfectly clear that you should never put your hand between the tool rest and the spinning object.
Sorry.
And Lewis is one of the coolest Canadians I know.
All Canadians are cool. I love Canada. I've been to Canada a few times. I absolutely love that country.
We were going to go to Banff last year for our 20th anniversary, and then, of course, the vid happened. So we ended up not going, which was very heartbreaking.
Stupid vid.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever moved to another country, it would be Canada.
Oh, Lewis said that's not what he was being clear about. I apologize, Lewis. I must have misread it just based on the order of the chat.
Was Lewis telling me off for something else?
I'm not sure, because it literally was right after. Oh, he said he was agreeing about the inside bottoms of bowls, that they should be concave all the way through.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yay!
That makes better sense.
We're friends again, Lewis. Woohoo!
But it literally was right after Leona yelled at you. So, and I made a great fraction reference, and I figured Leona would at least laugh about it, but she didn't. Because I said I could only dream of being about a quarter as cool as Leona is, because I know how much she loves fractions.
Oh yeah, she loves fractions.
At least half the time.
So I just want to do a quick survey in the chat. How many people use sanding sealer and oil, and how many people just use oil without the sanding sealer?
What do you mean by oil?
I'm just putting mineral oil as a finish on the inside of this bowl.
Okay.
But I know some people use sanding sealer and then mineral oil it. I think that defeats the whole purpose of not having any kind of chemicals inside there.
Well, while we're waiting for people to pop that stuff in the chat, I will tell you I've never used a mineral oil on a bowl or anything. So
Okay.
For myself, I have not. Tracy says that she uses just oil. Leona says you don't use sealer if you're going to oil.
Yeah,
Jeff
that was
says
my
just
thought.
oil. Adam says oil only, no sanding sealer. JP says sanding seal, then oil. Is this wrong or right? Adam says sealer stops it from sinking in, which of course you want that oil to absorb as much as you can.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So what I do is I give it a coat of oil. I let that oil soak in, and then I resand with the last paper that I used, because any liquid that you put into a wood brings up the grain.
Right.
And then I sand it again. So let that sink in, sand it, then give it another coat. Let that soak in. Feel it, see does it need another sand. And then I just keep adding the oil until the bowl can't take any more.
Yeah, it looks like the consensus that oil is better to use by itself rather than after sealer.
Yeah.
So that's good to know if I ever get to the point that I'm going to start using oils. I know that like on flat work, people use oils and no sealer or anything like that. So it's good to know. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Leona said Terry of Chestnut said so, so that'll do her.
Oh yeah, well, it has to be right if Terry said. Yeah, no, I've seen a good few people using sand and sealer, and I've always kind of thought that defeats the object of not putting any chemicals where food is going to be touching it. Now I know everything that you put in always kind of hardens and sets and is no longer dangerous to food, but if you use oil, you can always add more oil to it as it ages to spruce it up a bit.
JP asks, question, when using wax, i.e. food safe, how does one maintain it?
Pretty much like anything. I mean, with wax, you can buff it. So if it's a piece that you've turned away a tenon or a mortise and you can't put it back on, you can't re-chuck it or put it back onto the lathe and add more wax onto it, then you could always just buff it. You can put a buffing piece on a drill, a buffing wheel on a drill or something like that. You can hold it somehow and then buff it and add wax to it that way. I mean, just buffing the original wax would also bring it back up to some kind of shine. But if you were to coat wax with a microcrystalline, that makes it more durable to acids in your hands, because it's the acids in people's hands and skin and people picking it up that deteriorate pieces, especially if they're kind of an art piece and not bowl.
Leona says just hand buff a fresh coating every so often, which is kind of what you said.
Yeah.
Lewis said you can also switch to oil once the wax is worn off.
Yeah.
So just a dry cloth or to buff it to finish it, or I mean, I would think with a buff you'd want to get a high speed, so you'd want to use it on something that could get that friction to help melt that wax in.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need to do. Is you need to build up a bit of heat into it and buff it out. Yeah, just nothing on the cloth, just a dry buffing cloth. I mean, even just wrapping a lint cloth onto one of those sanding wheels that you put onto a drill, you know, like the inertia sander heads.
Yeah, I've done that with I'll put that in my lathe,
Yeah.
in my drill part for my lathe,
Right.
and I'll do that for like the bases when I get something taken off after I sand it. Then I'll do an abrasive and stuff with that.
Yeah. Ooh.
Until I get a buffing system. Did you catch yourself?
I don't know what that was. Is there something sticking out here? Just took a little shard of skin off there. It's not blood or anything, but just took a... Oh, do you know what I think happened? This is that cloth-backed paper. I think that flicked back and just took a bit of skin off the back of me.
Leona says she wouldn't use oil finish on pine. FYI, she'd use a wax. Probably because the pine is super absorbent, right?
Yeah. But
you'd go through like 3 or 4 bottles of oil, I would think.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I'm being facetious with the quantity, but I mean, obviously it would be a lot more than like a close-grained wood.
Yeah, maybe. Might be right.
JP says has never turned pine. The first things I ever turned were pine, like 2x4s and 4x4s that I cut up just to practice on. And then I've done some cedar and stuff, but not a lot.
I mean, I'm only turning this because it's free wood, and rather than burn it,
repurpose it.
Make something purdy from it.
Yeah. And it looks nice.
Maybe do you know what I'll do? I know what I'll do. I'll use Mr. Wayne Bigfeety's food safe wax. That's what I'll do. I'll just use that. I'll buff that in. I won't use any sanding sealer. I'll just use the wax. Put that into it. Like I say, this is a centerpiece for her table. Should probably be putting fruit into it, or
It's a banana bowl.
yeah, it's a banana bowl. She lives
I
on her
mean,
own.
yeah,
She doesn't have much stuff, so you know.
it'd be a nice gift.
It's my brownie point bowl. There you go. I like that. I can probably see better without the mask on. A little bit of doodah there. I don't have any pads for my inertia sander, and Nick sent me one of his flaming paddles as well, and I just never got round to getting pads for it either.
JP says, so if I understand correctly, no to sanding sealers with food bowls. I think it really depends. Well, yeah, Leona just put in there that once it's fully cured, it's fine. There's also some people who will do that and then they'll do a resin coating over it, which would make it washable, more easily washable and things like that as well. So it just depends on how long it's cured and what other finishes you put over it or things like that.
Yeah. As this is only going to family, it's going to be a used bowl. It doesn't have to be showroom quality. It doesn't have to be, fancy. It's for purpose, right? So as long as it's smooth, looks okay, and is safe to put stuff in, that's good for me.
I like those knots in it, though.
Yeah, the knots do add to it.
Just break it up a little bit, being pine.
Yeah, I mean, the whole segmented part, the laminated part of it takes the look of it. You've got different woods. It's not super nice, but it is what it is. It's okay. Yeah, I'm going to use a bit of this wax and just feed it some of this.
Adam asks, legally only food safe. If it says food safe on the tin, is what I understand to be the case if selling. Is that correct?
Yes, it has to have a legal stamp saying that it's been passed by the correct authorities. Wayne makes this stuff himself. It's food safe. He says it's food safe because he knows what he puts into it. It's all natural products he puts into it. There's no solvents, no chemicals, no nothing that he adds into it. See, everything. He literally says that he could take a spoon of this stuff and eat it and be safe because he knows what's in it. So
yeah, that's similar with, like, I use a lot. If anybody's watched my videos, I used a lot of Brad's workbench stuff, and everything he makes is 100% natural and food safe as well.
Right.
Which I think is a good selling point especially when you're making things that people could put fruit on or in or stuff like that, just to give them that extra feeling of confidence.
Exactly. Now this stuff is cold, so it's quite gooky and thick. But once I get a bit of heat into it, it'll buff up all right. Bit of friction. I'll see what one coat looks like, and always add another coat onto it.
Do you typically use a lot of abrasive pastes or not, or?
I would use abrasive paste a lot, yes, for spindle work and stuff like that. Abrasive paste isn't actually been officially said it's food safe either. Jesus, I'm stumbling on the words today. Anything that's likely to have food in it, just to be safe, I just don't put anything that could have any unnatural products in it. You know, I know, as far as I know, the Yorkshire grit is quite safe, but still, it hasn't got that label on it, you know?
Right.
I mean, my mother-in-law is not ever going to sue me, but you know,
hope.
if you're likely, I mean, she could pass this on to someone else. She'd give it as a gift to someone else. I wouldn't know, and then, you know, they could get sick from whatever's on it, you know, but you wouldn't know. So,
Steve
safe to be
C.
sorry.
Yeah, Steve C. recommends no mercury inlays.
Mercury's nasty stuff.
Adam says he keeps using GT85 and then biting his fingernails. Just not a good combination. Conversation. One of these days, I'll learn to speak English too.
Yeah, I'm having a bad day with my words as well.
I'm not sure what GT85 is. But if it has letters and numbers, it can't be great.
No, exactly.
I mean, WD-40 has letters and numbers, and I wouldn't eat it.
I think that's all right. That's quite nice. That'll do me.
Well, it looks nice.
As they say here in Ireland, it's good enough for a country job.
Hey, I'll tell you, no matter where it sits, it's going to look amazing from my house.
There you go. One bowl. Ish. Kind of a bowl. Which camera am I trying? There we go. There we go. Very nice. The tenon's got slight marks on it from the chuck where I tightened it up. I'm not too worried about that. I can clean that up. I've got coal jaws that this will fit into, so I can always clean that up if I want. To be honest with you, the little dent that's in it, there's just a tiny little dent there and there. I'll sand it out. Mother-in-law's not going to be too worried about that, but that's okay. It's a nice piece for putting in the center of her table. She'll be happy with that. So there you go.
Yeah,
I turned a bowl.
It's pretty okay for a Steve bowl. No, very well done. Everybody's saying so. Nice job. Looks good. Adam never thought he said a couple of weeks ago, wouldn't have thought I'd see a day that you turned a bowl.
Right? Yes. Yeah, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. If I'm turn a bowl every now and then, I enjoy it. I enjoy turning that. And I do enjoy turning bowls. You know, I know I joke and that about bowls and stuff. But a bowl's a bowl. I couldn't turn a lot of them. I couldn't turn a bowl every day. I couldn't do a bowl every time I went to the lathe. It would just make me so bored.
Adam said, and it's segmented.
It's segmented too, but I didn't segment it, so it doesn't count.
I think it should count. You should claim that. Okay. One segmented bowl.
I made a segmented bowl. There you go. It's a nice shape. It curves all the way. As Rob said, I think it's Ruby says, it's nice when your piece looks as if it's going into the table, and it does.
Martin, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Kelligan has joined. Says sorry for joining late.
Callahan, I'd say that's probably pronounced. Callahan.
Okay.
I'm assuming, Hi, Martin. Thank you very much for joining.
Leona wants to clarify. Technically, it's a dish platter and bit of bowl. So you still need to turn a bowl.
How are you feeling, Leona?
Much better, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Zip.
Great fun, though. Great fun.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me bring you back. What am I doing? I'm so not used to. Hey, there you are. You're right there.
That is scary.
Oh, I'm glad you had your clothes on.
You're right there. Yeah, I got him on just in time. Look out for that guy. Wasn't me, officer. Was not me.
Oh, that's weird. How do you do? Oh, no, I can't do.
Wasn't me, officer.
Oh, you're a freak. No, I can't do that.
My mother-in-law's like, wasn't me. Funny stuff, man. Step fun.
Yes. Thank you very much, Daniel. It's been awesome stepping in for Leona. That's awesome. You know, ideally, it'd be nice to have Leona to do this. She did say that she might try it one day, but it's probably going to be on a banana live with our friends, and she'll try it one day doing it this way, and we'll see. But you know, it's good to have Leona in the year too. You know, it's all good.
Well, that's because she's
yes.
awesome. I just talk a lot, and she probably tells you important things, whereas I just make conversation, so you have things to hear.
Yeah, she tells me important things. Yeah.
Martin says he's very new to wood turning.
Okay. Very new to wood turning. Check me at Martin Woodturning. Okay, cool. Are you on YouTube, Martin? Do you have a YouTube channel, or are you just Insta, Facebook? What, where, who, how, and when?
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Always like to see new turners and see what people come up with.
Well done, Daniel. Hashtag Daniel for earworm. Oh, she resigned. Shit.
Once in a while, maybe.
Shit, she resigned, Daniel.
She'll be back.
Is that just the Rona injection that's talking?
Yeah, it's one of the side effects.
Side effect. Okay, it's a side effect.
You get this earwormophobia that happens.
Cool. So does that mean when I get my Rona injection, I could just walk into work and say, I resign. The lot of you, I'm leaving. And then the next day say, listen, sorry, it was a side effect. I
think so.
Okay,
don't hold me to it. It might be an Irish thing.
Cool.
So Martin says he's on Instagram.
Okay, well, check you out then, Martin.
Definitely.
And
I'm going to look him up right now.
Make sure if you find him, stick him in the doofer. I'm not going to go messing with my settings here because I think my laptop is on its last legs. It took a long time to boot up earlier, and it's glitchy, man. Do you know what? We're actually very lucky, Daniel, that the owner's probably half out of it, because she could have actually snuck in and started messing with my cameras and with my laptop and putting all sorts of things into
right.
Because she can gain control of my computer whenever she wants. So.
Oh, that's not good. I did just follow you, Martin. I'll pull you up here on Instagram and I'll throw that out in the chat for sure.
She said, no, I quite enjoyed being able to watch the turning instead of just the chat. Do I need to give notice? Damn it.
No, I'm happy to help out when I certainly can, and that's not an issue. I mean, that's been great because this week, of course, I'm in between jobs. I had my last job in Friday. I start my new one Monday. So
exciting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, change is always a little bit scary, but it's a job I've done for a while. So I work for a third-party administrator, and we handle dental and vision benefits for certain managed care organizations that handle Medicaid populations for their health insurance.
All right. Okay. You're one of those guys.
Right. One of those guys.
Martin, if you...
Sarah said that Leona does need to give notice, but it's a 6-year notice period. So
all right, yeah, okay, yeah, I accept your notice.
So I better start preparing for 6 years to step in
Yeah.
if necessary.
Yeah.
No, it's always
Yeah,
fun. Always fun.
I'm in Schlag. I mean, maybe it's something that I could maybe look to doing is maybe having a guest earworm every now and then. You know, give Leona. I mean, it is tough on Leona too, having to do all the lives and not be able to sit back and enjoy it too. So maybe, yeah, maybe I could do that. I can have, you know, maybe Adam and yourself and anyone else that kind of has all the gear ready to rock and roll. And I'd love to do special, well, more on the banana lives in the club lives. Sorry, not club. Well, yeah, it is a club, but in the members' lives, it'd be cool to kind of have turn with me type shows too, where we can kind of have 2 lathes running and just chill out and make stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So yes, it's been brilliant. I turned a bowl and everything. Well, I turned half a bowl. I turned a dish. I turned dinner plate. Let's be honest.
You turned a non-spindle.
I turned a non-spindle. That's it. I turned a non-spindle. Exactly. Perfect. That's exactly how we did it. And please explain the Banana Club. JP, Banana Club is, if you look below this video, if you go off the chat and look below this video, if you're not on an iPhone, if you're on an iPhone, it doesn't show up. If you're on an Android or a laptop PC, if you go underneath this video, you'll see a little blue button that says join. We have, let me see, I'm not sure if I have the members thingy-majig up. I don't.
I think there's about 40 members or so, I think.
34 members at the moment, 34 Banana Club members. We have a private chat that we all chat away on Facebook. We have a Banana Conference Room, which is a group on Facebook. And we're a family. And basically, it's €2 a month to join up to the cult. It's €2 a month just to help pay for all this. And yeah, it's a big family and we all have a great chat. You know, you can be involved as much as you want or as much as you don't want. You know, you can pop in and out. Some people just pop in and out when they want. Some people just pop in, see what's going on and stuff like that. And it's just a nice family. And the reason why it's called the Banana Club is that if you've not followed me for very long, I got a name for turning banana. I can wood turn bananas doing multi-axis off center. And I turned a banana once and it just stuck. So I just formed this whole, there's a web page as well. I've got to update the web page actually, because I've got to add a few people. So that's what the Banana Club is. It's just a community. We are growing into a community. And Daniel was very nice earlier when we were speaking privately. He said how much he gets from everybody. You know, it's just, there's all sorts of levels of people, all different levels of making and turning and wood turning, and we all feed off each other. It's brilliant. When we have our down days, we bring each other up, and then when we have our really bad days, we can just tell each other to pick off, and they know we don't mean it. Kind of.
Yeah, and I will tell you in the Facebook chat, it is not uncommon for me, since I'm in the US, of course, to wake up to 97 missed messages. So it's a fun time every day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it is. It's good fun.
Let me see if I can grab the Fork and Bananas calendar, and I'll throw that in the chat too.
Yeah, www.forkandbananas.com is the web page. It has a live calendar on it, a live Google calendar, and I try and keep it up to date as much as I can whenever people tell me that they've changed their live times and stuff like that. And it's a whole list of all the lives. There's a link. Thanks, Daniel. It's a whole list of all the lives and premieres and all that. Thank you, Donna. We've got a Donna Banana.
Oh,
Angel Banana. Thank you very much, Donna.
Now she'll have to have fun with the chat.
That's awesome.
Welcome.
Donna, you're a member, or you're on Facebook, I believe you are. So I'll add you to the messenger and all that, and I'll also add you to. There's an Instagram chat too. There's only 3 lads that's on that. I can add anyone else if they want to be. But thank you so much, Donna. It's great to have you on board. Donna's followed me for a long time. She's been awesome. She's been there through good, bad, thick and thin. It's been brilliant. Thank you for that. Great to have another member. Yeah, like I say, it's a big community and we all bounce off each other. So that's it. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you very much, Daniel. I'm going to let you go back to editing. Editing.
It's the best.
I know. I have done nothing but editing for the last 3 days and none of it was for me.
Yeah, well, I had to take my 11-hour project and condense it down to 25 minutes. So I just have to finish putting in. I got to edit my photos now and then I throw them in and render it, and it'll be ready to premiere on Sunday.
Instagram chat, Ian. So the Instagram chat, I added people that are only on Instagram and not on. Hi, Robbo. How are you doing? And not on any other social platform, because it's easier just to literally all I use it for is just putting up the link for when. Oh shit! I didn't put the link for this show on it. I just put the link for shows and things like that sometimes and keep them up to date. But that's all it is. It's not really an active chat. We don't chat and talk. But I mean, if you want to be added to the Instagram one too, you can be. No problem. Just give me a shout and I'll add you to it. It's all it is. It's just 3 of us, I think, 4 of us.
Leona doesn't want us to talk about editing anymore. Just FYI.
Oh yeah, I know. I had to edit for the school that I work for. I did several days of pottery with the kids. It wasn't real sort of pottery. It was only using air drying clay and paint and stuff like that. It was more sensory for the special needs kids that I work with. But there's 60 kids in the school, and every child in there I made sure made a pot. They all ended up with a little clay pot and a little spiral pitcher. So every child in the school got to do it. I went through every one of them. And then it wasn't that easy, because after each child did theirs, I had to clean down the machine. I had to sanitize it, sanitize all the tools and equipment, and then bring the next one. So, it was a slow process, and we did it bubble by bubble so that it was all safe, But the deputy head said, I'll do a video on that, because every teacher took pictures of it. And I'll do a video of that and we'll put that together and it'd be great. We can put it up on the school YouTube. And I said, that's brilliant. Yeah, that sounds good. And the day before yesterday, he got in touch with me and said, Steve, help. Could you, there's like 60 kids. How do you make a video that's not 6 hours long?
Very carefully.
So 12 minutes I got it down to, but it wasn't easy. So yeah, it was.
No, it was a good video. I watched that. It was really nice.
Yeah, no, it turned out well. And the kids all had a smile on their face, which is what it's all about. And they all got sensory input from it. So it was fantastic. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much. It's all been brilliant. It's great to see you. I will see you all again. Well, I'll see the Banana members on Sunday live. I do a Sunday night live for just Banana members. And I might get a guest on there as well, maybe. And we'll do a turn along. It's coming up for Easter. I might do an Easter project, maybe. Might do a bunny rabbit or something. We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Leona, for putting up the links and things. And Leona, I hope you feel better soon. Happy birthday, Maggie, not Debbie. And we'll see you all again.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Steve.
What are we? We're all together now. We're fork in bananas. Fork in bananas. Yoo-hoo!
Love it. Love it.
See you guys. Bye.
See ya.